Hello, hello. How are you doing? I'm your girl, Michelle Hope Walker. This is Michelle Hope Walker Speaks. So what am I speaking on today? Kirk Franklin cursing out his son. At least that's what the media is saying. Oh, let me put the date on this because I don't know when this is going to post. So y'all know this is what I thought on this day. More information come out. I don't know. I might think different. Anyway, so today is March 14th. 2021, Sunday, March 14th, 2021. Hi, Kirk. I love my Kirk Franklin. I've been around him many a times. I've gotten a chance to take pictures with him. I love him and his wife. They're so awesome. So let me just dive in. First of all, I have adult children, and those of you that have adult children, not those of you all that you feel like your children never gave you challenges, you never had any, because some of them couldn't understand. Oh my God. I couldn't believe. But most people, because none of us are perfect and kids are not perfect, that you've been there. Quit playing, Christians. If y'all don't stop playing with me, you've been there. Now I'll curse. I'll do a lot of cursing out, but I don't really know what went on, but I do have to say that. First of all, we are not perfect. Okay, Kirk Franklin is Kirk Franklin. And yes, Kirk Franklin sings and Kirk Franklin does all these different things, but that does not mean, you all, that Kirk Franklin is perfect. None of us are perfect. Hello? None of us are perfect. I don't know nobody is perfect. So put that out there. We don't know the scenario. We don't know what has went on. But I can say, out of the most of who can really get under your skin and get to you, because a lot of times we don't care about what other people say. We're like, whatever, I don't have to live with them. I don't even know them. But our family and our friends, and I've done a lot of talks on this, and again, I tell y'all when I do these talks, it's not putting my family down, but it's also just trying to help y'all learn and help y'all to see the stuff is real. Y'all stop acting like this stuff isn't real. It's real, okay? No one is perfect, including no one in your family is perfect. You are not, nobody's perfect. No matter how much we praise God, God did not save us to make us perfect. We have a relationship with God. So it's an ongoing relationship where God is continuing to be there for us and help us. But that does not mean that we are perfect. And who can get under our skin our most of the time is our kids. Oh my Lord. You'd be like, I know you did not. Get out here and embarrass me. And then with adult children, sometimes they don't give you all the information sometime, or maybe it's something they want to tell you and they don't tell you, but then they get mad at you, and then the next minute they speaking bad in your name, and you're like, well, wait a minute, what happened? Is there a piece I missed or something of the story? What is going on, And then you have to watch it, because a lot of times there could be jealousy going on. There could just be all kinds of different scenarios that, you out here living your life, and maybe your kids think you should be doing this or that for them, which a lot of times it means catering to them and doing only what they want you to do, which sometimes can be doing for them. You know what I'm saying? Or again, only what they visualize, you as a parent, what you should be, And that's what we always have to remind adult children, that you are an adult now, and so you go and live your life and do what you feel led to do. And I'm grown, and I'm still a human being. I'm not a robot, because you have to say that, because sometimes kids, where they're little kids, even when they become adult children, they think that parents are not human. They act like we don't have feelings, they act like they can say anything to us, do anything to us, talk about us, and we just are not supposed to say anything. And then as soon as we say something, then we are the bad one. They label us, we're wrong, and they're crying, or oh my God, I can't believe you said that to me. But do you see what you did to me? Do you know what you said to me or about me to somebody? They don't get that part. They only get the part of when you went off on them. That's part. And then they're running around like you're the worst parent ever, And then you have other people start chiming in, and you just be like, you don't even know what really happened. You don't know what this child has been doing to me and how this child has treated me for what made me say or do what I just said or did. I remember it was Angie Stone threw a shoe at her child. Every time I hear something, and again, because they're celebrities, people make more of a big deal about. We always hear about, what is it? Oh God, one of the actors that him and his daughter don't get along good. I think he's the one that played Trump a lot on SNL. He called his daughter fat. But who knows what was going on before he called his daughter that? Who knows if his daughter wasn't calling him a whole bunch of names and he just decided to react back. Now, don't get me wrong. All my parenting books, because in raising my kids, I always, I try to be the best parent that I could be, So again, you stay prayed up. God help me, and let God, help you in raising your kids. And then you try to read Christian books, and different books and different things. Now you all can just go online, maybe on Google, but you have to watch where the information is coming from, because again, every kid is different, so you can't try to apply exactly the technique that they're saying in the book or online to work for your child. You know what I'm saying? You have to just stay prayed up and, maybe put it in your mind to give you an idea of how to do some things, but every child is different and every adult child is different, And again, this is for parents or just anybody that's trying to chime in on the Kirk Franklin deal, or just putting parents down as a whole. First of all, you don't know the situation. You don't know the situation. But going back to my books and stuff and different things you may read about parenting to help you and different things in parenting, they do talk about, I remember one Christian would always talk about, you have to watch what you say to your child. No matter how much they cuss you out, mistreat you, talk about you badly, go and talk to other people about you badly. You as a parent are supposed to watch what you say back to them. You're supposed to be as gentle and, because they're fragile. You know what I'm saying? So you want to, it's what the book say, And you want to watch what you say, because the book even says they're not going to remember what they said to you. They're only going to remember and try to hold over your head what you said back to them. So you want to watch what you say back to them, even when they have done the worst things to you. That's what the book say. Oh, gosh. Some of you want to take that book and be like, I'm going to talk. I'm going to speak my mind. But anyway, so I said to say, so we do always have to watch what we say, and we want to watch what we say to our kids from when they're little kids and when they become adult children. We want to try to talk with them with the love and the kindness. But again, we are not perfect. So I can relate to Kirk. We are not on curse. I ain't doing a lot of cursing to many people. I never curse, but I'm just that's not what I do. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? I've been there where you just like, wait a minute now. I have told you. Especially when you have gotten on them before. They have done things to you before. You are allowing them to live their life and do whatever it is they want to do. They are constantly critiquing your life, talking about you badly to other people, always bringing your name out of their mouth and not in a good way. You're like, I am your mother. How could you talk bad about me to anybody? But then when you ask them about they love you, and I wouldn't do that. They lying. So that's why when they talk about the 50 cents and the different others that they talk about, they have challenges with their child, I don't say nothing, because I'm like, I know how these kids is. Sometimes your kid can be jealous of you, because you out there living your life. Kirk out there on TV doing his thing, still doing his slide and wearing his little stylish clothes. Sometimes you got some kids like, well, they shouldn't be doing it. That's my hearing people talking all negative and about, you know what I'm saying? And so sometimes you got to put your kids in place. Again, sometimes your kids should be thinking you should be doing A, B, C for them. And maybe you have told them, I don't do that. I'm not doing that. So they get mad at you because you out there living your life, doing what it is you feel led to do. They're grown. It's now time for them to live their own life and let you live yours. Again, you still stay in communication with each other. You're loving on each other. You're getting them together as a family. But you're not trying to dictate their life, and they ain't got no business trying to dictate yours. It's all about love when y'all get together, and if they want some advice, you encourage them and whatever it is they talking to you about, things like that. You give them advice, whatever the case might be. But some of those kids want to control their parents' lives. Or either they're still mad at their parent for something the parent did, and sometimes as a parent, you're like, I don't even remember that. Are you sure that happened? Now, again, as I've heard one parent, talk about, well, a lot of different parents and parent books talk about this because they even got parent books on, adult, how to deal with your adult children, different things like that. Let me put a disclaimer here. As I am talking, I am not talking about the relationship constantly with my kids. I have to put that out there, because I don't want nobody looking at my kids funny or looking at me, oh my God, that's going on with you. No, I take a lot of my information from other parents that are dealing with stuff and the different things their kids say. And maybe, yes, some of it could be some of my different things, but it's all blended. So please don't try to read more into sometimes what I'm saying than what I'm actually saying. And the whole bigger piece of this is to encourage you, parent, and what you might be experiencing and going through. Not for you to be trying to critique my life and my kids and my relationship with my just put that out there. Because you're trying to help people through talking and communication and guiding them, and they're trying to get in your business and be nosy. You know what I'm saying? And again, we're talking about Kirk. So again, we're talking about Kirk Franklin and cussing his son now because there's different ways to look at that. So I'm just throwing out different things that could be going on in a relationship. The backdrop that people don't know about. The child could be jealous of Kirk. The child could have been wanting Kirk to be doing something and in his life that Kirk don't want to do. And Kirk don't feel like that. When you get an adult and you're asking your parent to do something, if they don't want to, they don't have to. You're grown. They don't have to. They can if they want to, but they don't have to. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes you get these kids that then get mad at you. And then they do this whole campaign. And because, my thing is, why as a child would you want to make your parent look bad? That's sort of my thing of he recorded Kirk, and I still really haven't listened to the recording. It's like, I don't want to hear Kirk cuss. I'm just, I've only read actually synopsis. I really haven't even got that deep into it. But it just made me think about it as a parent that wanted to speak out in behalf of Kirk, in the sense of that, all of us have been there. All of us have been, maybe you didn't curse your child out, but you like, wait a minute now. And all of us, wait a minute now, may have been said differently. But again, no one can get under your skin like your kids. No one. Why can they get under your skin? Because you love them. You love them and you care about them. And so you do care what you say to them. You do care how you treat them. And you're trying to give them the best and you want to just, love, love, love. But sometimes these adult children, I don't know what they formulate in their head. Sometimes they get these negative thoughts and they want to destroy you. And you're like, what? I love you. I show you I love you. Why would you try to belittle me? And that is the worst for me. I cannot stand for a child to try to make me look bad. Because maybe I didn't do something they wanted me to do, or I don't agree with them or something. And so now it's the campaign to make me look like a bad mother. You can see like that's sort of what Kirk's son was doing, trying to make Kirk look like a bad father, or, oh, y'all think he's saved? Well, let me play this. Well, I still believe Kirk is saved. Duh. Because none of us are perfect. And it does not mean that, we don't go off on people, especially when they need us to go off. Because most times we need to go off on people. We just trying to stay prayed up and trying to stay humble. God, please help me on how I talk to them. Jesus went over and turned them tables off in the church. And okay? So don't y'all act like, people always want to do this little calm Jesus that don't ever say nothing. And so you're just supposed to let people walk all over you. You're never supposed to say anything. That's not Jesus I serve. I don't know what Jesus you're talking about. Don't get me wrong. Jesus does want to keep the peace in most cases. But we are human. We are not God. Remember, God let me know that too. You're not God. You're human. So you're going to feel feelings and you're going to feel certain ways. And sometimes you're going to need to say certain things to speak up for yourself. You can look at my video. I did one to speak up for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And for me, again, I don't get too caught up on other people and other people think and say. So for me, if there's a time I'm gonna need to speak up or certain, I'll speak up to people anyway. But for me, sometimes it's more of the family that you have to, get more motivated to, because you love them. So you don't want to hurt their feelings, but at the same time, they're constantly doing things to hurt yours, and you're just like, okay, how do I deal with this, God? Now, let me do flip mode. Because the son is saying something about that Kirk threatened to kill him. Yeah, I'm curious if this is the son by Kirk's wife now, or is this the son Kirk had before? And I don't know how Kirk raised his kids, so I don't know if Kirk has been trying to control. I'm not into controlling adult kids' lives. That's just, I love them. So let my kids know I love them. And I don't know if they're dealing with, other people who got parents who try to control their lives, and so they think that's love. To me, that's not love. I don't want anybody controlling. I don't want my mom controlling my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm grown now. And so I really try to stay out of my kids' business as they get grown and trying to control them, Now, if it's something I feel led to talk to them about in relation to their life, to give them suggestions or something, or if they come to me with information, I'll talk to them about, things of how I might handle it or encourage them or different stuff. So most cases when I'm dealing with a challenge or something, when it comes to my kids or something of this sort, it tends to do is they've done something to me. They're living their life, I'm living my life, but they, trying to control me, they're trying to do some stuff, and I'm like, hold up, nope, I'm grown too. Like, you're grown and I stay out of your business. I'm grown, stay out of my... Let me be, let me live in the way I want to. Anyway, and so now I don't know. And then the kid was saying something, one article said that he keeps saying going home. So it said the kid is 33. So was the kid married and Kirk's trying to tell him to go home to his wife? I don't know. I don't know. And again, I don't know how Kirk raises his kids. For me, I am team my kids. So even if my kids are in a relationship with somebody else or something else is going on, I'm team my kids. I don't talk about their personal business with nobody else. Whatever they're experiencing or going through, I'm team my kids. So I'm on my kids' side. I'm just going to let you know that right now. I'm pretty much on my kids' side, trying to encourage them and help them. Even if they have done something wrong, I'm on their side, trying to cheer them on and trying to help them to figure out a way of how to bounce back on this, So when it comes to relationship, I have nothing against whoever they're in a relationship with, But I'm team my child. That's just me. And if my child has left someone or figured this relationship is not working for them, well, I'm team my child. I have nothing against the person my child just left, whatever. But I'm team whatever my child thinks is best for them. My adult child thinks is best for them. So I don't know. And I don't know if Kirk does have some type of bad or negative thoughts against the son. If he do, I pray for Kirk. So I'm trying to see it on all sides. And I pray for parents that, and it's sad because you do have some parents that they like one child more than the other. And I don't think that's right. I always let my kids know I love all of you all are different. And I may communicate with you all because everybody has a different personality and everything. But I love all my kids equally. There is no greater love for one than the other. Regardless of what one has done for me or done against me or whatever, I love them all. Now, I know how some parents, I actually was working a job with someone and they told me, she just literally said, I don't like my son. I'm like, oh my God, And then I was saying, I was like, how can a person not like their own child? Not soon after my kids would get grown. I love my kids. But I'm saying, I experienced different things. I'm like, okay, that could be. But I've never gone to the point that I'm like, I don't like my kids. I might didn't like what they said about me or like what they did to me or something of this sort. Or that there was some miscommunication going on there and they just wouldn't sit and talk about it so we can get the communication straightened out versus them keep thinking something negative and I'm not thinking anything, what I'm saying? But I've never gotten to the point that I'm like, I don't like my kid. No. One, I'm a Christian, I know you're supposed to love, and I love my kids. I love my kids and I just want to shower them with love, and again, I'm not in their business. Like I said, for me, in mine, if there's anything ever a challenge, it's because maybe things spilled over there into my life, trying to dictate my life, or trying to say something bad about me, or trying to make me look like, hold up, wait a minute. I am not in your life. Do not be in my, in a negative way. Now you can be in mine if you're helping or you're being calm and loving and kind. Yes, come on in. I'm talking about you being negative, So I really don't know, and if Kirk is doing something to his son that he should not, Kirk, pray, and, you can't do that to your child. You just, whether adult or not, they're going to always be your child, and you got to show them love. And there are some parents that maybe the child done something to them and they have not forgiven that child. Parents, we got to forgive. We got to forgive. That's our child. We love them, so we forgive them. We don't hold it over on them or what. Now we'll get on them. I'm more good when I be like, look, now and I like to plan for next time. I'm more like, okay, we're going to talk about this now. So if something like this come up, which it probably will come up again, we'll know how to deal with it. Communicate. That's that college education. My degree, communications, poli-sci, all the rest. You know what I'm saying? Well, you learn the different techniques of communication. You know what I'm saying? So you want to use it. I just feel like there's no reason for people to be walking around, one thinks something about another, one thinks, and none of it's true. But because they won't talk to each other. And when you talk, you got to agree that you may disagree on some things. And that's okay to disagree. This thing that everybody's supposed to agree with everybody, I don't know where people get this from. This is what people is fighting over and all the rest. Because they're like, well, you don't see it the way I don't have to see it the way you see it. You learn to agree to disagree. And then with family, it's all about love. The key thing is you still going to love on each other and respect each other. And so parents, for you all that stay in your kids' business, that, mistreat your kids because they're not doing something the way you think they should. Maybe you want to be a doctor and they end up being a doctor, so you're going to be mad at them until they become, shame on you. Shame on you. That's their life. They have a right to be in their life whatever they want to be. My goal, I feel, is just cheering my kids on in whatever they want to do. And that's why I do a lot of talking to them on what is it you want to do? What do you think is better? Because I want to cheer on my kids and what they feel like they want to do in their life. And then I'm constantly, stay prayed up, and let God lead you in the name of, because God is the one that has led me on all these years. And I know the same God that has blessed me and been there with me all these years is the same God that is there with my kids. And we'll just be shocked on what happens behind closed doors with folks. So I really don't know what's going on with Kirk and his son. So I guess I don't know if this is just in cheering of Kirk, because I don't know, because if Kirk is doing some stuff that I shouldn't be cheering on. I don't really know the son, so I can't say a lot about the son, but Kirk, a lot of us tend to feel like we know that I've personally met him and been around him. Even the ministry at Faithful Central Bible Church, when Kirk was our youth pastor, I was one of the youth workers. So I used to see him every Sunday just about, that he would, come in from Texas, and, so I've just been around him a lot. And a lot of times when a person is not who they say they are, you tend to be able to see it when you see them in private settings, meaning the cameras are not on or this and that. You see how snobbish they are. You see how, and I've never seen that in Kirk. Kirk has always been fun, loving, and, and Kirk has always told us, look, I ain't perfect, so I have to give it to that. Kirk has always. Now, I've seen a little funny meme that I don't know if people have always compared Kirk to Plies. I don't know, the rapper Plies. And so a couple ago, they was like, Kirk started out the conversation as Kirk, and then the son said something to trigger him off, and he turned into Plies. Rapper Plies. Cute little joke. But anyway, so I just pray for the whole situation. I pray for Kirk in the name of Jesus, that if something is not right with Kirk, that he's not doing right in relation to his son, that Kirk can be healed from it and will treat his son in the right way. We got to allow our adult kids to be who they are. This thing of trying to run your kids' life and all that, don't do that. For any of you parents out there, these kids have got to be and do. You don't know what God called for them to be. You can't try to dictate their life. Well, I think you should done this. Well, until you be this, I ain't going to help you financially. I ain't going to do nothing, because you heard parents do that. That's not right. How dare you? Think about your own parent. Oh, maybe it was certain things that they want you to do and you didn't want to do that. And then they start holding stuff off from you, holding their love from you and everything until you be who they want you to be. That's wrong, parents. If you're doing that, that's wrong. That's wrong. Like I tell people, I'm just happy my kids are alive. They happy. There are so many kids that are depressed and down. I'm just happy my kids is happy. In the name of Jesus, they alive, they happy, they living their best life. I cheer my kids on and they cheer me on. And I appreciate that. So that's why I always have to say, when you hear me talking about things, I even said, I think for my kids, since my kids happen to watch this video, no, I'm not putting your business out there. And no, I'm not saying you do all these different things. Everybody has different relationships, whatever. But, you all know I'm a speaker. I've been a speaker before you were born, and I'm a speaker now on cheering people on and all that. I do tend to give examples of my own life or different things or synopsis close to what's going on in my life. But most cases, I'm just talking about overall people, But, I love my kids. And every relationship has their challenges, But I love my kids. I love each and every one of them. And I thank God for them. And they cheer me on and I cheer them on. So with Kirk, I don't know what's going on, but I pray for you, Kirk. And if it is a thing that the son is trying to shame his father because maybe his father is not acting the way he wants, there's a show on, I like that show too. It's on ABC where it's talking about how the woman, she's a single woman and she's raised her kids. And I like how they showed this scenario where the daughter who felt like that the mother loved on the son more than her talked about, and they got a chance to talk to her. And the mother was like, well, no, it's not true. I love you too. But every time I try to love you, you school back and you won't talk to me. You won't let me. I love that, So kids, those of you adult children, if you're not talking to your parent about how you feel, shame on you for getting mad at your parent, because they don't know how you feel. Nobody knows how you feel unless you tell them. And parents the same way. You have to talk to your kid. If your kid is pissing you off about woo, Lord, I don't even usually say that word. But that's for somebody, because somebody needed me to put it in that way. If your kid is upset and you all talking about something and you're not sharing it with them, and instead you just go run from your kid, or you don't need to run from people. You just talk to people. Look, hey, don't do that. I don't like when you do that. Don't do that. Don't say that to me. Don't mistreat me in that way. So the kid will know. Now, if you told the kid and the kid just keep doing it, shame on you, adult kid. You're wrong for that. And so kids, adult children, you have to tell your parents how you feel. If you think they treat you unfairly or something, you have to tell them. They don't know. Nobody knows how you're feeling. Everybody might think everything's okay and you're not okay. You're dying inside and nobody knows it because you're not telling people what's going on. You must talk. Talking is not bad. Communication is not a bad confrontation. People see communication as a confrontation. I'm going to confront anybody. No, communication is a blessing. Talking is a good thing. Communicating with people is good. So again, I pray for Kirk and his son. And son, if you're trying to be malicious and trying to demean your dad because you mad because he didn't do something you want him to do, and you never really talked to him about, maybe you've talked to him and he's not getting it. I don't know, maybe I need to go to counseling, a Christian counseling. I would encourage you. But I pray for him. But I just felt like I should speak on it because I'm a parent of an adult child, of adult children. And so for also parents that don't have adult children, or parents that, they just have this perfect relationship with their adult children. They never have any challenges, bless your heart. I just thought I should speak on it. So this does not mean, that Kirk's a bad parent. Doesn't mean the son is a bad son, because we really don't know what's going on. So the key thing we want to do is pray for them. And I pray for all parents. I pray for adult children. I pray for parents of adult children. And we just have to stay praying and stay communicating. So I'm your girl, Michelle Hope Walker. You can follow me on Twitter at Hope_speaks. Facebook, Michelle Hope Walker Speaks. Period. Listen and Instagram, Michelle Hope Walker Speaks. And stay blessed in the name of Jesus. Stay speaking. Talk, talk, talk. Nobody knows what you're thinking unless you talk. So God bless. Have a great day. And I'm praying for Kirk Franklin and his son. And they can make them in the key. Then just focus on love. Don't even focus on the past or what has happened or whatever. Just focus on love and now that y'all can communicate now in a positive way and all the rest. So God bless.